Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode of Ask Eman. I'm your host, Hisham, alhamdulillah. And if you've just joined us, the format of the show, as you well are aware, this is a Q&A show with our esteemed Islamic scholars that join us here in the studio or through various parts of the world. They are here for your service, which is to answer any of your Islamic related questions, your faith-based questions that are here. Now, the format of the show means that you can call in. It's a live Q&A. So the number to call into the studio to speak to our beloved Sheikh is 0203 515 0757. That's 0203 515 0757. Now, we have other ways of contacting us. The number you're seeing on the bottom of the scroller is the WhatsApp number, where you can WhatsApp us your questions. I receive them here on my tablet and I can read them out as per the show goes on. And the other way is we are also live on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. So you can leave your questions in the comment section and we'll get through those as well later on tonight's show. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce our beautiful and esteemed guest who joined us from a much distant location, but has joined us in the studio, mashallah. May Allah bless him, is Sheikh Dr. Abdul Majid. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh, for joining us. Alhamdulillah, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Barakallah fik, jazakallah khair.
Sheikh.
Ma tawfiq illa billah.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. Sheikh, obviously we were talking just before the show started, and you're talking about a project you're working on. I won't reveal it just yet, especially on live TV. But you're talking about a project you're working on, and it's something that's very inspirational. Now, with this, I wanted to use what you're currently doing as a reminder for the people of why they should aspire and do more in this life. Because a lot of people are stagnant where they are. They seem to fall short. They're very lazy sometimes, but they want to do more, but can't get out of the routine of not doing much, TV, living their very comfortable lives. How does one aspire?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna alhamdulillahi nahmadu wa salli ala rasulih al-kareem. Amma ba'd. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said, اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس شبابك قبل هرمك صحتك قبل سقمك غناك قبل فقرك فراغك قبل شغلك وحياتك قبل مماتك. And before I say, honestly, I want to admit the people that the personality that you see with me, like my personality here, definitely is gonna contradict what I'm teaching you or I'm gonna discuss. But that too, inshallah, with this, it is the truth should be spoken. And this is the reason I want to speak, that when I was Hisham's age, I was totally 24/7, a bulletproof sportsman and athlete. Alhamdulillah. My sports was my ibadah, alhamdulillah, after the obligatory things. And then due to some serious circumstances came into my life, and because of that I went into a very serious mental loss, and so for that reason immediately I lost the motive, I lost the goal of my life, and I went into a very serious health position, and then I gained 35 kg in 1 year.
SubhanAllah.
35 kg in 1 year. I was like your size. And
I've seen the pictures. If no one believes me, I've seen the pictures, mashallah.
And then in a year, I became like this. And then because motive was not there, and I cannot say that could be an excuse. But now, mashallah, since you have spoken this, as a, mashallah, responsible person, I should tell all my brothers and sisters, Prophet ﷺ has said, make the best use of your five pearls before they turn into worthless pebbles. And what are those 5 pearls? I give them as names as pearls. Yeah. First he said your youth before you turn into old age. And then he said that your health before you were tested with the illness. And your wealth before you are tested with the poverty. And the fourth, he said, your leisure hour, your free time before you are occupied with the busy schedule. And then he said, make the best use of your life before the death. So all these things are that, positive and negative. So all these 5 blessings and favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, health, wealth, time, and the health, wealth, and your time, and mashallah, your life. So shabab, and your faragh, your youth, mashallah, your health, your wealth. So all these things should be considered in a best way. My project now is because of that, alhamdulillah, because my wife was, mashallah, supporting me in this, my children were supporting me in this, my daughter-in-laws were supporting in this, and my son-in-laws also were supporting me in this, that we want, Sheikh, we want you to be back as you were in the past. So what is that? That means I'm talking about the health. And Prophet has said that your shabab and your faragh and your sihha and your wealth and your life. Okay? Your shabab, your youth, your health, your wealth, your free time, and your life. These are the 5 gifts, and Allah will definitely ask you about all this. So make the best use of them before you lose them. How would you lose your shabab, your youth? You will become an old man, old person. So you won't be able to do what you are normally as a young man could be doing. Same thing, health. People, when they are healthy and strong and mashallah, they have no illness, they will do their ibadah, they will do their daily routine healthy and happily. And the third, he said that your wealth, that definitely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test you with the wealth. So make the best use of it. If you have not done the Hajj, go for Hajj. If you have not paid the zakat, pay the zakat. If you have got any loans and debts on you, clear that. So make the best use of your wealth before you are tested with the poverty. And then he said free time. We have lots of free time. We are just, as you said, TV, games and all that. I have seen, mashallah, intelligent people. They just sit in front of the TV and they play zombies games.
They turn into the zombies themselves. Right?
Yeah, and subhanallah, and you won't even realize that when you are on television or maybe like, sitting and playing or watching things, and you might be eating so many things that will develop into your body, that will increase in your, calories, which is not needed by your body, and then you gain weight. And when you gain weight, then, there's no gain without pain, they say. But this you are gaining pain without gaining.
Yes, Father, look at that.
Yes, it's the opposite of that. So, alhamdulillah, definitely I'm working on this. And I have tried my level best now from the beginning of the Hajj, that I'm coming back to it, mashallah, with my health. And then my project is all about the prophetic medicine.
MashaAllah. So look at that, all ties in, alhamdulillah. So hopefully, brothers and sisters, you can use that hadith, a valuable lesson to make sure that we look at our blessings that are around us, make sure that we realize, hang on, we've got some resources available to us, whether we don't have the wealth, but we have health, whether we don't have time, but we are young and youthful, and eventually we will get old. So all of it ties in to kind of every corner of community of any kind of particular person. So all of it is applicable to you, because you have to see yourself and how you can make this work for yourself, right? Sheikh, we'll go to one of the questions that we have. We have about 2.5 minutes to the break, so we'll try to answer this, inshallah. It says, Salams, I want to ask, what would happen to a couple who do not have children? Who should the wealth be left to?
Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. See, first of all, if there is no relative left, not from the girl's side, not from the boy's side, and like they're only, in the whole world, there are only 2, then definitely it will go to the Baitul Mal. If they have Muslim Khilafah, Islamic Khilafah, and if they have the Muslim treasury, so it will go to them. Otherwise, the best way, as Prophet ﷺ has said, that it is not good on the part of a believer that he or she sleeps for 2 nights not even having will written under their pillows. So here a Prophet has emphasized to have writing of the will.
Sure.
So alhamdulillah, these 2 couples, if they think that there is no one and they have wealth and something happens to them, then they can prepare the official will, that how they can be, their wealth can be used. This is one solution.
Sure.
Second solution is that definitely the person who might be dying, man or woman first or whoever, so they must be having somebody, like, if the father is not there, so the father's brother is there.
Yeah.
Or like, so it goes into that lineage.
Sure.
Father's family lineage, males.
Okay.
If a person has got mother and he died and no children, then all the females will fall into the same category. So whatever the share Allah has mentioned in Surah An-Nisa chapter 4 verses 11 and 12. So all those people who are mentioned there, 8 families are mentioned there.
Yeah.
8 shares are mentioned, that these heirs are 8 type of heirs. They will be receiving 1/3, half, 8 of that, all that. So they will be, so if somebody is alive in that lineage, they will get that share.
Yeah.
That's simple.
SubhanAllah. So very simple. If they so wished, for example, their entire estate was given to charity, that's also fine. Or
In their lifetime, if they have done that, that's halal, inshallah.
Okay, and yeah, that kind of answers it. Alhamdulillah. Hopefully, we've covered all the grounds on your questions. Brothers and sisters, we are headed for a very short break, inshallah. Do join us on the other side. But just as a reminder, this is a live Q&A and we're waiting for your calls, inshallah. The number to call is 0203 515 0757. That's 0203 515 0757. We are also live on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel, where you can leave your questions in the comment box. And I'm waiting for your WhatsApp questions right here, inshallah. So do join us on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere and come back and call us in the studio to ask your questions. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome back to Ask Eman. I'm your host, Hisham. Alhamdulillah, a beautiful first segment that we have, and now we are into our next segment, which means we are awaiting for your calls. The number to call is 0203 515 0757. That's 0203 515 0757. If I went too fast for you, it should be at the bottom of your screen, and you'll also be seeing the WhatsApp number. So if you're too shy to call in, you can also just very politely, anonymously, if you wish to do so, just message us and we will read your questions out as well, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Alhamdulillah, we'll be going to the next question that we have over here, Sheikh. It comes from YouTube. It is, my husband suddenly died in the age of 37. I wish he was buried in his own country in the grave with his mother and transfer his body back to his country. Was this wrong for me to do this? So I believe she sent the body of the deceased back to their home country.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, we have to see what was the intention of the person who died. Because normally we know that there are two incidents I'm going to mention over here that will answer the question. The people died in the Battle of Uhud. The Muslims died in the Battle of Uhud. So some of the Sahaba brought their dead bodies to Medina. And Prophet ﷺ turned them away. So this is very clear. The Medina and Uhud is all nearby.
Yeah.
It's not like two different countries.
Of course.
But Rasulullah said that bury them in the place where they died. So this shows us that definitely that this was the actual ruling, that people should be buried in the land where they die.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in the sense that it is, Muslim land or Kafir land. It's all people. Where the Muslims are there, and if they don't practice Islam, even that land cannot become Muslim land. Okay, if it's like, for example, Makkah and Medina.
Yeah.
And if the people, they don't want to pray, they don't want to fast, that does not make Makkah and Medina Muslim.
Yeah.
Okay, Islamic land. So land is, the land is by the people.
It's by the people.
And the people, the land will be known like Hindus. It is from the Indus Valley.
Yeah.
And the Hindus are saying, no, it is our religion. No, they are known Hindus as from Indus Valley.
Absolutely.
So the people like that. So this is one ruling, that a person should be buried in the place that person died. This is one thing. Second issue with the same relevant to it, that Prophet ﷺ has said, do not delay the dead bodies. Do not delay the burial of the dead bodies, and bury them as soon as possible. If they were good people, then Jannah is waiting for them, reward is waiting for them. So don't be a barrier between that. And the second, he said that if the dead body is a bad person, then you should not keep the burden of the dead body on your head.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
So this is the second issue. So again, traveling, taking here and there, what are we doing? We are delaying the burials.
Yeah, of course.
Yes?
Yeah.
So two issues. And the third issue, the second incident is this incident of a person's intention. What do I mean by that? Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anh, when he was in his bed, last age of his time, bed of the deathbed.
Deathbed,
yeah. He wished that he should be buried next to Rasulullah.
Yes.
But because Rasulullah and Abu Bakr, they were buried in the house of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, and this is her property. So he said to the people that go and ask our mother of the believers, that this is my intention, my wish. If she allows, then yes, otherwise bury me wherever you want me to be buried.
Yeah.
So they went and they asked Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, and then she allowed that Umar ibn al-Khattab is allowed to be buried next to Rasulullah. And then, subhanallah, this is again another lesson to be learned. Our sisters, subhanallah, now they don't even have, a sense of what modesty in Islam is. Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, she used to say that I feel like, shy to enter my own chamber without hijab because Umar is lying in that chamber.
SubhanAllah.
Imagine.
One is her husband and one is her father. So she's okay.
Yeah, but a stranger, a non-mahram,
Yeah.
is buried. So, and imagine he's dead.
SubhanAllah.
And that has nothing to do. After 40 steps you move, they are transferred to the barzakh.
Yeah.
But still, this is called the modesty of a woman,
Yeah.
and that has to come from themselves. You can't you can't inject that thing.
Yes,
it has to come from in themselves. So with this here, the ruling, fiqh ruling, comes that if I'm dying here in this country and I wish to be buried somewhere else,
Yeah.
then it should be written officially. So if this sister, if she thinks that her husband was having the intention that his body should be buried there, then the people should see the convenience. Otherwise, I say that, I told my children, even in Jummah khutbah, beta, you won't believe it. I said to my children that if I die, take my body from NHS hospital, take the certificate, dump me in, and I'm not even worried about anybody who prays for me or not, because it's between me and Allah now.
Just SubhanAllah, I've had the same conversation with my wife as well. I said, just don't wait for anyone.
Yeah, finish. Yeah. Now it's me and Allah, and I'm ready to meet him. Alhamdulillah. I'm happy to meet him.
Alhamdulillah, mashallah. Allah grant us good endings.
Ameen, ameen.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair. Alhamdulillah. So, brothers and sisters, with that being answered, we'll go to our next questioner, who is actually joining us on the live studio. So we'll go straight to that as a caller. Assalamu alaikum, dear caller.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes, my brother. What's your question for the Sheikh?
Okay, so I've recently retired. We've been full-time working. So I have a pension pot, which is contributed by the company and myself as a self-contribution. So it comprises of like a fund.
Yeah.
So invested with the company. Plus I have some other investments which have been invested through a Islamic profitable, it gives me a profit, quarterly profit.
Sure.
So how should I calculate my zakat under the circumstances?
You're talking about specifically on investments or the pension, because they would technically be two separate things here.
No. The pension is one pot where the pension is also invested by and managed by the company.
Yeah.
And of course, government pension is separate.
Yeah.
So for that, and then I have certain, the savings cash which has been invested, Islamic bank.
Yeah.
So my question is that, of course, there are many opinions being mentioned. So I wanted to know what's the principles or the rulings in terms of the zakat calculations.
Sure, I will answer. I'll get Sheikh to answer that for you. And I have one final question, which I want to just make sure he has all the details. Is how long of a period are you asking for the zakat and the investments? Because this could make a big difference as well.
No, so the investments are made. So basically, it's an ongoing. I have not started drawdown or annuity. So that pension
but how long have you been?
materialize-
How long have you started the investment? Since what year? 2010, 2022.
Okay,
This
so
year.
about last 5 years.
Last 5 years is you started the personal investments aside from the pension pot, correct?
Pension
when
pot
did
is
you
there.
start? When did you really start giving out the zakat? And first time when
No,
you gave the zakat first time.
So I've been giving regular basis throughout my life, basically. But I don't know what the pension pot would come into play. That's only now, recently, from November 2023, I've retired.
No, but have you really counted your whatever you had earlier, whatever savings you had earlier? Did you really count them, and then annually did you take out the zakat, or it's generally you're because I can answer you in a minute, inshallah, and your problem will be solved. So that's why I'm telling you,
Okay, so
mashallah, zakat issue. Yes.
I've been giving on annual basis on all my savings, basically.
Very good. Very good.
2.5%. 2.5%.
Okay. I'll just answer your question. 1 minute, inshallah.
Brother, do you have any other questions or any other clarifications whilst the Sheikh just catches his notes just real quickly?
Yeah, so primarily is this one. The other thing which I've been saying is that your program is good, wonderful, very knowledgeable. I want to share one of my, after my retirement.
Yeah.
So I went through and did my tafsir, full tafsir of the Quran in last 4 months.
Yeah.
And that has given me the real enlightenment in terms of, what the deen is all about.
MashaAllah.
So my recommendation to everyone is that without knowing and understanding Quran, your life would not be transformed. So it's a recommendation that the Quran is our foundation cornerstone in terms of our principles in life. So emphasis should be given to everyone.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Beautiful advice, my brother. I really appreciate you saying that to all the viewers at home as well. I will request that we're going for a very short break, so we'll answer your question just on the other side of this short break, inshallah. Sheikh, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
so we give you the correct amount of time, inshallah, and answer in as much detail as possible for yourself. So do join us on the other side of the break. Brothers and sisters, we're heading for another short break. The show's not over. There's still plenty more to come. Inshallah, we'll be answering these questions upon return, but you still have your chance to actually ask your questions. We're waiting for you on WhatsApp, we're waiting for you on Facebook and the YouTube page. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters. Just before the break, we had a beautiful brother giving us some amazing advice about staying rooted and learning the Quran, and that it exactly has the principles to guide our life. And alhamdulillah, he had a question about zakat, which inshallah the Sheikh will answer now.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, there are two principles that a person has to remember. Okay, forget about whether the person is getting the salary or person is getting profit from the business or person is getting pension. Nothing to be worried. First, go for the foundation. The foundation says that you have to have a nisab and threshold, which is in generally speaking. I'll explain to you what nisab is, inshallah. First is nisab, and it must complete a period which is 1 year. So, how is that working? What is the nisab? Prophet ﷺ has said it has to be 84 or 85 grams of gold. That's the nisab. Means if you have 85 gram of gold or you have the amount, wealth. So just now I asked my alhamdulillah son to give me, not biological son, but my age-wise, he's my son, mashallah. So I told him to search on the Google the price today. So suppose if we have 85 gram of gold today, which I didn't have before or I had now, and the price, or I have the price which is 4,500 pounds. So the nisab starts now. But still I'm not, obliged to give the zakat till I complete full 1 year. And it could be easy, if it could be a lunar calendar or solar calendar, doesn't matter. I said go by the counting of the completion of the year. So from today, 4,500 pounds or the gold till it completes the Tuesday of the next year in July, 1st of July, 2nd of July, it will complete 2025, it will complete 1 year. I'm making it easy for English calendar. Okay, so you have a nisab and you have a year. Now you have to give 2.5 of 4,500 or the gold. Just go to the gold shop and ask them that what will be the price for 2.5 of the gold, like that. So they will give you the calculation. At that time, 1st of July 2025, you have to give the zakat. Now, in between this, you got the pensions. In between this, you got the profit. In between, you got, salaries. In between, you got get from, brothers or sisters or your uncles or auntie or anybody. Now, when 1st of July 2025, it's your time for you to, because it didn't go below 85 gram of gold. It is, or 4,500, it didn't go below that. So still you are in that same nisab level. Now, to 1st of July 2025, you count all of them that you have in your possession. Gold, cash, gift, salary, pension, profit, everything, and then see what is the amount. Let's assume, mashallah, that 4,500 became 45,000 pounds. Possible. Okay, so now you have to give the zakat of 45,000 pounds, which is 2.5, you have to % of that.
Yeah.
It's that simple. So this is first issue. So don't include all that thing. Now you have to know from which day you had this amount, and from there you have to count that you have how much you have given the zakat after the nisab and the year. In between, la qaddar Allah, you had some circumstances, and circumstances can be, in a serious health-wise, you lost that amount, that figure. It went to 3,000, or equal to that, you left with the gold. You had to sell some of the grams, and you don't have. So your zakat eligibility or paying of the zakat is dropped there. After maybe a week before, next year, a big week before, like end of the June, you lost. You lost maybe 2,000, maybe you lost 3,000, maybe you lost 500. Allah is so merciful that you don't have to pay zakat for that. Because that nisab has dropped. And now you don't even have to pay because 1 year is not yet completed. And just imagine that end of June, it was only left with 4,000, so no zakat. But 1st of July 2025, again you shoot it up with, more. So your zakat counting will start from there. You don't even have to give zakat then. Allah. This is simple, alhamdulillah. So otherwise, my brother Masha, since you have texted here, give us the actual amount when you had this nisab, because I gave you the idea, nisab and the year. So then we can inshallah exactly give you the calculation that this much you have to pay every month, every year. Or if you have missed any year, I can give you the full calculation with that inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. Sheikh, just a quick one. Would you have to pay zakat on the pensions, as the brother mentioned? Because he's just now retired, he's now receiving his pension, he's obviously never had pension access before.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like the day when he has to give out zakat, he has to count everything that he has got.
Sure.
Maybe he got the pension, date was 22nd, maybe 22nd of the month.
Yeah.
He got that, and he has to give the zakat on the same day.
Sure.
So he'll count that amount.
Does he now calculate the pension that's been sitting in the pot all of those
No.
years?
The one that he has got in his possession.
Possession only?
Yes, nothing, something which he has got, even if you have given £1 million to your brother and you are not 100% sure when he's going to give you back, you are not sure when you're going to get it, no zakat for that.
Yeah, so you have to have possession of it. I just wanted to highlight that clarity there, that you have to be in possession of that pension for you to be able to give zakat on it.
Profit or pension or salary, everything that has to be in his possession.
Yeah, absolutely. Jazakallah
On
khair.
the day he has to give the zakat.
Sure. Jazakallah khair. Also, whilst we're on the topic of zakat, the ithm of the sin of not paying it on that day, even if you delay it by a week, is it sinful?
Of course, it is sinful if it is done deliberately. But if there is a reason for it, then Allah knows the best. But otherwise, if a person delays and he dies, now the zakat was on his head, and now the heirs' share also will come up. They will fight for it. They will say, we don't care whether he had to give zakat or not. It's my share. Son will say my share. Wife will say my share. Daughters will say our shares. And the people who are having loan, they will say give. But now the zakat that he was, due upon him, that will be a sin on him. And subhanallah, I don't want to describe that description. It's a horrible and terrifying description mentioned for the people who deliberately delays their paying of zakat.
Yeah, so it's best, my brothers and sisters, to calculate your zakat at least a few weeks before the due date, so you're ready for the due date, and in case you have to do any minor adjustments, you know exactly what else is happening before that. So that's something that you should be very careful of, something that you should bear in mind as well. Sheikh, we'll move on to the next question. We have two WhatsApp questions that have just come in. The first one says, my name is Ali, I'm from London. My question is in regards to video games, where are certain video games with no impermissible elements are permissible to play, for example, sports games. The reason I ask is because the characters look similar to human beings with facial features, where as if I am controlling the character with facial features. Does this become impermissible because it's an animate image or an object?
It's impermissible if you're wasting your time and you're gaining weight. Again, we were talking about that. And if you're ignoring the ibadah, salah, or learning of the deen, or you're ignoring your responsibilities towards your children, your daughters, your sons, your parents, or your wife, then definitely it is haram. Not impermissible, but it is totally haram. But alhamdulillah, if for break and for refreshment, if you just do that, then I don't think so. It's nobody can ever say it's not permissible. Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh.
Because sports is something that Rasulullah did enjoy himself, and also played with Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha as well.
Alhamdulillah. So you're allowed some leisure time, just don't be indulgent in that. Alhamdulillah. There's a question I want to go to, but I'll go through that after the break, inshallah. So I'll go to, with that sister that we're talking about, the husband that was going to be buried in the other, with the grave of his mother in a different country. She also asked on YouTube, is it allowed to put some decorations on the grave, some flowers or something or the like, just as a consolation?
It's not allowed. It's not allowed because Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he said, even bury me in the clothes that I'm dying, because it's I will be mixed with the soil. So even the person himself or herself is mixed with the soil. nothing will be left out of it. So what's the point of decorating it? It's not a throne of a king.
Yeah, subhanAllah. Because some people, obviously, it's like a consolation, a memory.
It's not allowed in Islam. Prophet ﷺ totally refused, and he restricted that the grave should not be, adorned in that kind of style.
Yeah, subhanAllah. Jazakallah khair. There's also like a minimum height that they have to be as well.
It should be one span of hand, not higher than that.
MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair. Brothers and sisters, we are heading for a very short break. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. As you see, the questions are coming in, but we're missing your question on the show. The number to call is 0203 515 0757. That's 0203 515 0757. We're approaching the last segment of tonight's show, which means you have one final chance before tonight's show is over. We will be back tomorrow for Eman Channel, Ask Eman Urdu. However, in the English language, tonight is the final chance coming up right after this break. We're also live on Facebook and the YouTube channel, where you can share those links with your friends and family as well. Maybe they have a question, or if you're a bit shy to ask on the phone personally and you want to remain anonymous, you can also WhatsApp us your question and we'll get them right here on my tablet, and I can ask that to our Sheikh. Alhamdulillah, we are very short of time tonight, and the last segment is coming right up just after this break. So get those questions ready, and we'll see you right after this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome back to Ask Eman. I've been your host, Hisham, and this is the last segment of tonight's show. So get your questions in as quick as possible so we can get through to them. Alhamdulillah, we have a few already. We have a YouTube question, Sheikh. It goes as, is it permissible to work as a data moderator on a social media site? The job involves analysing what users post and ensuring that the site's rules and policies are not violated, and which includes reviewing obscene or filthy posts and the like. Is it permissible to take up this job? May Allah guide you, support you, and He benefit and reform the nation through you. Ameen.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Very serious question, mashallah, and very challenging. It's challenging not for the way it is asked, it's challenging for the one who wants to work. Why? Because maybe a person, he is trying people not to watch all those things. He is trying to, protect the legal aspect of it. But la qaddar Allah, maybe this person can be affected with the trick of the Satan, and he may fall into that. Instead of preventing people, he may be enjoying with that. So this is one thing. But so alhamdulillah, who decides that? Whether he will be in this or not, that person himself has to decide how strong he is. This is one answer. The second answer, as far as the job is concerned, I say this job is 100% halal, because Quran says, "Ta'awanu 'alal birri wa taqwa, wa la ta'awanu 'alal ithmi wal 'udwan." In Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 2. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that cooperate with the people in birri, the good deeds, and taqwa, in being conscious of Allah. And do not cooperate with the people in bad deeds or haram things. So here, the way it is described, that you are protecting and you are analyzing those materials which could be, if it's publicized, then it can create, chaos amongst the children, amongst the adults, amongst the wife, and amongst the... generally it can, create corruptions amongst the society. And you're protecting that. That's a halal job, because you're cooperating in that. But I'm still worried about your own self. Yeah. So that way, if you are strong enough, inshallah, may Allah keep you strong, because you made a very good dua for us. This shows that you are strong in your iman. But always ask Allah to protect you from the tilbis of Iblis. Tilbis of Iblis meant trick of shaitan. So alhamdulillah, in case, even while you are working, because I do lots of counseling as well, and I know the mentality of the people in their surroundings, how they can be affected. So in case, if you think that something is arising or helping or, urging you to go for any haram thing, then it's better go to your home and satisfy your, halal needs. I can't go in open, but could be a hint for you, inshallah, tip.
Clear enough if the brother is married.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. We have the next question. It says, I have money that's been saved, and every year I have to pay tax. Can the money used to pay tax also be considered as paying zakat or not?
Again, very, very good question, but it's very silly question as well. Because tax we give to the government, and zakat we give to the 8 categories who are in need. And mashallah, the British government does not need zakat.
Yes. Wow.
Okay, so don't count tax as zakat. So tax is, yes, the government has to collect the tax from us, because this tax money is used to so many good causes, which originally from India, I know that what are the benefits that we get there and what benefits we get in this country. So I can say that yes, definitely the tax has to be given to the government, but that tax is not zakat. For you to know what is zakat and whom to be paid and who are eligible for your zakat money, chapter 9, Surah At-Tawbah, verse 60, 8 type of people, you study them, and then you will know that the government does not fall in any of them. Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. The next question we have is, Sheikh, I'm trying to explain the difference between a Nabi and a Rasul to my children. How would you best say the difference?
Okay, all the Rasul can be Nabi, and not all Nabi can be Rasul. Nabi means the one who brings the message, the news, okay, like He can be Nabi, I can be Nabi, and anybody can be the Nabi, literal meaning of it, that we get the news, like, journalists or the news reporters. But Rasul is the one who takes the message and he conveys to others. That's also a literal meaning, same thing, like a postman. But in Islam, no. In Islam, Rasul is the one who renews the previous Sharia of the prophets, and he brings the new reforming Sharia as well. Like Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is Rasul and he is Nabi. Nabiyina Muhammad or Rasuluna Muhammad ﷺ. So Rasul ﷺ, he reviewed the Sharia of all the previous messengers and prophets. So he became Nabi. He brought the news of all the past people. Plus he introduced the new Sharia in Medina, how to live their life with regards to the husband, family life, wealth, job, halal, haram, business, all that thing. This was newly introduced by Rasulullah, so he became a Rasul. So in our Sharia, Nabi means you have already got the news of something, you just conveyed that. The Rasul is Nabi and also Rasul as a man who brings in new things as well.
MashaAllah. The very simply put, yes, makes absolute sense. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. The next question we have is, why do you have to do wudu after eating camel meat?
Very good. There's an explanation given in because this hadith is in Sunan Ibn Majah as well, and Imam Ibn Taymiyyah has quoted this explanation. He says that the origin species of camel goes back to the origin species of Satan, fire.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, Satan is created from fire, same species of the camel. So they say that only water can put off fire. The same way when you consume this is from the text, okay? I'm not giving you from myself. And I'm not someone who is like talking about the dietary system or no. This is from the explanation of the scholars, mashallah. This can be found in the fiqh books as well. So it is said that the camel, the original species of the camel comes from fire. That's why when you eat, and fire can only be put off with water, and the water for us is wudu. Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. We have the next question. It says, can we do a dhikr without moving the tongue and the lips?
Then how are you going to do that?
In your mind. As in,
okay. Quran has said, لا تحرك لسانك لتعجل به. لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به. Here, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when he was reading the Quran, and he's the best teacher for us, but he wanted to memorize the Quran fast, quickly, and he was moving his lips and tongue. Allah has said, no, don't do that. Don't remove your tongue so fast. It is the duty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inna alayna jam'ahu wa qur'ana. It is our responsibility that it will be collected in your heart and it will be kept preserved with you. So alhamdulillah, the answer is that it is advisable. It's not from Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam or from hadith of Quran. It is better that you read something and do the dhikr that at least you can hear, not others, so that you know what you're reading. Otherwise, in your mind, you might be reading Alhamdulillah, but you might be reading Alhamdulillah. Ha. Two different things. Ha will change the meaning. Ha means Alhamdulillah, praise, and Hamd means death with Ha.
SubhanAllah.
Alim means knowledgeable, Alim means painful. Yeah. But your brain will not distinguish that A and E.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, Ain and Alif will not be pronounced by your brain. It has to be pronounced by your tongue.
SubhanAllah. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. We have literally about a minute and a half to the end of the show. Maybe I can squeeze this final question in is, can I pray sitting down if I am tired?
Yes, you can, inshallah. At least pray. don't take an excuse, I'm tired, I can't pray.
Subhanallah.
Inshallah. And Allah will reward you, inshallah. And definitely, while you are praying, while you are sitting, Allah will give you energy that the next prayer you will pray standing, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. I think we can go for one more maybe then, just because we've got the time here. Subhanallah. Are women required to cover their heads in salah and, it says why are women required to cover their heads in salah and men aren't? Why do women wear hijab?
Who said men can't? Look, we are covering. Who said that? Why are you comparing us with the women? No, alhamdulillah, it's allowed. But you know, we as Muslims, like suppose I'll give you two examples. You have a sweet which is wrapped and forwarded to you, and you have a sweet which is given to you unwrapped, open. I will prefer the one which is wrapped because I know it's saved and protected from pollution and all that. This is how we respect our women, alhamdulillah. This is how Islam looks at the women. That women are more saved and protected from every sort of pollution when they are covered properly, when they are dressed properly. And that's the reason. Hair is not something important, it's everything. Now I can say to the Christians, they cannot, not at any Bible, any verse in the Bible can prove that Maryam, the mother of Isa, had ever shown her hair.
SubhanAllah. Very easy, very simple. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. Brothers and sisters, we are at the end of the show. Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khairah for watching and tuning in and allowing us to answer all of your questions. May Allah reward the Sheikh for his time, his commitment, and for answering in his wisdoms. May Allah accept it from all of us. Ameen. We'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.